Hello everyone, David Hebbard here. Today I'm just going to talk to you on this live about how is distractions affecting your success. It's one of the biggest things that I found that we all suddenly do it, and it's not that we intentionally get distracted. It's just today's day and age with technology. You've got Facebook, you've got Instagrams, you've got your Twitters, you've got searching into Facebook pages and all sorts of things. But when we're really looking at it, are you searching Facebook for a specific reason, or are you just flicking? And if you're just flicking through Facebook and like, oh, a notification just came up when you should be doing your work, or you should be looking at your career or sales or your business, but instead what's on Facebook has just got your attention, but it could be nothing that was important. And these are distractions that we're actually finding that are self-sabotaging behaviours. Because if we start to procrastinate, if we start to think, oh no, I don't know what to do, a notification comes up on the phone. And before you realise, and you don't really notice it, that you pick your phone up to look at one notification. Half an hour later, you're still scrolling. You're still going through the actual through the page, and by having that distraction, that's half an hour of your productivity gone. That's half an hour of your research gone. That's half an hour of your sales gone because you've picked it up. Another distraction is that your friends are going out for a party. Hey mate, or hey Barbara, come out with us. Oh, but I need to do some work. Oh, you need a break. Go out thinking, I'm only going to have one drink, or just stay out for an hour or two. 6 hours later, you're drunk, you walk home, you stumble and think, I've got to get up for work in the morning. You enjoyed your night, but the next day, just wasted because you're hungover, you'll be over the bowl, or whatever it is. Because in the end of the day, you wanted to go out, but you knew you had to do work, but you didn't limit yourself to that hour. Instead, you got distracted to the point where you lose a whole day. That day, then you've got to catch up. That day, then you could have been on calls making a sale. You could have been working on your business. You could have been working on your career. But instead, you took it away by just having that distraction. Another distraction is you don't know what to do, but then you sit there and go, okay, well, why don't I do something differently? And just do the small stuff, the stuff that's not going to bring you in your clients, the stuff that's going to not bring in stuff for your business. You do things that are just not important. That is still a distraction because you're not looking at the important stuff. You're not looking at how you could get your productivity up. Everyone does it, and with this internet nowadays, what do you expect? Like, it's so easy. Or games. There's another good one. People get into their games on their phone. Oh, just one game of Bubble Mania, one game of Texas Poker, one game of whatever it is. Next minute you're playing for the last hour because you're trying to beat your score or you're trying to beat this. That's distraction. These are all self-sabotaging behaviors. We need to learn to set our phones down and say, okay, we don't need them. Unless if your business is on Facebook, and say you do a lot of your stuff on Facebook, or you do a lot of your stuff on Instagram or LinkedIn and all that, and you see a notification. If that notification isn't important, don't touch it. Don't worry about it. It's just a distraction. If it's something that you need and you know it's important, yeah, read it. But focus on that sort of stuff later on the day. Set a time to say, okay, later on today, I'll do all my work, and then just before I go to bed, I might have an hour to play my games, to scroll Facebook, or do all that sort of stuff. Set a time for it. Don't do it in your productivity time. Don't do it through the day when you are meant to be doing what you need to do. And if you are going to go out, yeah, you need to also relax. But you know what? Think about it and go, okay, next day I've got to work. But on Saturday night, I don't work on Sundays. So maybe Sunday night I can sit down and watch that movie. Sunday night I can sit down and watch Netflix. I won't do it during the week and just put that productivity in. By doing that, you're eliminating the distraction. You're eliminating the self-sabotaging behaviours. It does take effort. It does take action. It does take that getting rid of that temptation. Because in the end of the day, if you're tempted to watch Netflix during the day or watch a YouTube clip or watch a movie when you could do that on the weekend, have a day where you can just relax, where you don't have to worry about or everything. So in the end of the day, if you've got one day off, do everything then. Look through your YouTubes, or unless you're learning from your YouTubes, which is fine, but have it playing next to you. Don't sit there and watch it. These are ways we can beat our distractions. What I did once when I found that I was getting distracted on Facebook, there's an app called, it's a blocker app. And what happens, it blocks your news feeds. So you can still go on your Facebook, but only on your pages. You don't see the news feeds coming in. And I had to do that for 2 months. Not touch it. Get away all the temptation, because I knew I was getting distracted by it. And that's how I end up not so going through my news feed all the time, because sometimes it's a lot of crap and really it's just not, it's pointless. And it took me 2 months of dedication, discipline to say, no, I'm not going to open up this Facebook. Not going to do it. If I wanted to go into a messenger, I can go in there. I can go into my page if I need to, but I just said no news feeds. So I didn't know what was happening. And that's how I eliminated that distraction. The games, if you had a game, sometimes you just have to delete it. Just delete them for a while. And that's sometimes the easiest way. Just do not do it. It's just delete it. Then that way you're not getting distracted with it. And that's why you break the cycle. Netflix, you've got to discipline yourself and say, no, my day off is this day. I'll sign off from work from this amount of hours to this amount of hours. That's the time I can spend time and do the fun stuff. Or end of the day, go, okay, I finish at 9 o'clock at night. From 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock is my free time. That's the time I can play or do this stuff. But during the day, that's my discipline day. That's my discipline time. That's how I can stop doing that. And that's what you do. Discipline yourself. Say, from this time to this time, no distraction. You might have a little, even if you have a little break at lunchtime, but you've got to be careful, because you can get stuck. You can go, okay, I'm only going to have 10 minutes. 45 minutes later, you're still on it. So it's about looking at it differently and approaching it differently. Once we eliminate that distraction, you eliminate that self-sabotaging behavior. But you've also got to look at, why are you self-sabotaging? Is it because you're not sure of what to do? Is it because you don't know the next step? You've got to address that and say, okay, this is why I get distracted. How can I fix it? Who do I need to get to help me fix this? Who can help me be accountable for what I'm doing? These are the things that help with distraction. This is why having a coach sometimes is the best thing to do. It's because they can eliminate your distraction and go, okay, stop doing this, start doing this, try doing this instead. You know, that way they're guiding you and showing you how to do it. So this is what I wanted to talk to everyone about today. And I think it's a very important subject, because today's day and age, it's Facebook, you got Instagram, you got so much social media out there, and we've just got to break away from that social media sometimes. That's all it comes down to. We want to get somewhere in life. The only way we're going to do it is having that discipline, applying action, and getting rid of our distractions. We've got to stop sabotaging ourselves for our success. So thank you everyone for coming on board, and hi to everyone that said hi to me in the messages, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank yous, and yous have a great day, evening, night, wherever yous are.